Under a glowing Atlanta sunrise, a prominent downtown bank buzzed with anticipation on a crisp Monday. In the midst of the clamor, newly appointed branch manager Susan Marley trembled with determination, desperate to etch her name into the institution's legacy. Every tick of the clock seemed to whisper promises of her breakthrough. Without warning, the revolving doors swung open to reveal a composed, middle-aged gentleman dressed in unpretentious jeans and a modest shirt. His measured stride exuded a quiet dignity as he approached the counter. "Good morning," he intoned softly, his voice carrying the warmth of reassurance. "I'd like to deposit a significant sum into my account." Susan's eyes narrowed as she quickly scanned his details. "We need to verify your account first," she said in a clipped tone that betrayed her unease. With a courteous nod, the man handed over his credentials. Leaning in conspiratorially, Susan hissed, "Are you absolutely sure these details are correct?" "They are," he replied evenly, then added in a calm, almost disarming manner, "Prepare for the deposit, a transfer of $200 million. In that suspended moment, the room's atmosphere turned electric. Susan recoiled, arms crossing defensively as her voice trembled with accusation. "Listen, sir, we don't entertain scams here. If this is some sort of ruse, I suggest you leave before I call security." Unruffled, the gentleman calmly responded, "This isn't a jest. Perhaps you'd like to see my business card?" As he opened his briefcase, Susan's expression soured further. "No need for counterfeit credentials, you can't fool me. I'm well acquainted with these tricks," she snapped. A ripple of hushed murmurs swept through the onlookers, while a few customers shook their heads in disbelief. "I'm not here to deceive," the man insisted firmly. But Susan's finger jabbed the air as she declared, "People like you scheme to outsmart the system. You think you can waltz in claiming millions? Get out immediately!" An oppressive silence descended as her words echoed. Then, emerging like a figure from a well-rehearsed drama, a tall man in a sharply tailored suit strode forward, his presence slicing through the tension. Clearing his throat, he asked, "What exactly is happening here?" Flushed with indignation and uncertainty, Susan turned to him. "Mr. Taylor, this gentleman insists he has $200 million for deposit. I was just about to summon security." With an arched eyebrow, Mr. Taylor inquired, "And why would you trigger such measures?" His gaze shifted to the gentleman, and recognition softened his features. "Mr. Daniels," he pronounced warmly, "it's been too long, a pleasure to see you again." A small, knowing smile flickered across Mr. Daniels's face. In confusion, Susan stuttered, "You know him?" "Of course," Mr. Taylor replied, then addressed the assembly with calm authority. "Ladies and gentlemen, meet Mr. James Daniels, the visionary behind Innovations Group, the very investor who ensured our survival through the last financial storm." At these words, Susan's complexion drained, the weight of her error sinking in. Attempting to interject, Susan began, "Let me make one thing clear," but Mr. Taylor's steely voice cut her off. "Mr. Daniels isn't merely a client, his investments sustained this bank when all others faltered. Without him, we wouldn't be here today." Her protest died in her throat as Mr. Daniels added quietly, "I had hoped for a discreet visit, yet circumstances demand transparency." Then, with resolute calm, Mr. Taylor addressed the room, "On behalf of this bank, I extend my sincerest apology for the treatment you've endured today. It is utterly unacceptable." Turning sharply to Susan, he continued, "You've been with us barely 2 weeks, and this is how you treat our clients? I didn't expect such oversight." Her whispered I didn't know was met with his incisive retort, "And pray, what does someone with $200 million even look like?" Drawing a deep breath, Mr. Taylor declared, "We pride ourselves on honoring every client, regardless of appearance or circumstance. This debacle tarnishes our reputation." With finality in his tone, he ordered, "You are dismissed. Clear out your desk immediately." Tears shimmered in Susan's eyes as she departed in silent humiliation, while the gathered crowd erupted in approving applause. In the aftermath, Mr. Daniels turned to Mr. Taylor and remarked, "Your handling of this affair is commendable. Let's proceed with the deposit." Escorting Mr. Daniels to a private office, Mr. Taylor left behind a bank abuzz with hushed conversations and a resonant lesson: never judge a book by its cover.